So let's say we just all came out of a cave and, you know, what guitar is important and what, you know, matters and what would be, you know, the top of the mountain, you know. Then you would come across, you know, the original Les Paul. It's not like a Lamborghini. It's like a 57 Chevy, you know, where it's built to last, sounds great, easy to maneuver around, but not so easy to where it makes you look too effortless, like you're boring. Especially for guys my age, you know, all our heroes, you know, starting from, you know, Peter Green to Joe Walsh to Jimmy Page, Peter Frampton, you know, all those guys played Les Pauls. And it just was always known to guys my age that, like, to be legitimate, somehow, some way, you had to play Les Paul. I'm holding today, and I've actually played this guitar live, is the brand new 60's Les Paul with 60's specs, meaning it has a slimmer tapered neck, but it doesn't deviate from, you know, the original Les Paul standard. You know, that's what it is, and that's what Gibson's all about right now. But this particular guitar is not a reissue. You know, it's the 60's specs. This is the guitar, the standard guitar, you know, the Les Paul standard that you go in the store and you take it off the wall and you play it and you fall in love with it. This is everything you need. It's old specs, it's OG, it feels vintage, it sounds vintage, and I don't care what kind of music you play, it should start here. Tonally, I typically in LA Guns have a high gain setup. I get the same tone, and the really important one is going to your neck. It's really nice and glassy and gives you tons of low end without it being flappy, and will still give you clarity, you know, through, you know, playing all the notes in a full chord. Other thing I got to mention about these guitars is the classic style wiring. So when you go to clean up your volume from a distorted sound and you want to get clean, it doesn't darken the sound. You know, it keeps it nice and bright, just cleaner. In the bridge, we have the Burstbucker 61T, which is a lower output, but not extremely low output, PAF style pickup. These pickups are designed to allow the personality of the player to come through. It doesn't mask or add sustain or anything like that. When you play through this pickup and you push it through a distortion pedal or a high gain amp, you're still going to get the clarity of the chords you're playing. Now, when it comes to neck size, thickness, width, the 60's has what's called a slim taper neck, thinner this way, and the fingerboard is just slightly thinner than you know, width-wise than a 50's neck. The gold reflector knobs, and they reflect on top. Any Gibson I ever buy or acquire, I always switch to reflector knobs. A lot more room from your bridge to your pickguard, where you're not likely to accidentally hit these. And because they have the nice reflector on it, they remind you of a hot rod. Gibson is back. I mean, it's as simple as that, you know. Here I am really, you know, 47 years later, still playing guitar. No matter what kind of music I'm playing or what I'm doing, there has to be a Les Paul. The nucleus of and the emotional thing that happens, you know, having a Les Paul all the time just gives me the confidence, like, you know, when I was a child and I saw a picture of Jimmy Page playing it with a bow, or, you know, Joe Walsh, you know, making a funny face, or Randy Rhoads playing Revelation Mother Earth, you know, whatever it is, it was done on a Les Paul. So for me, emotionally, psychologically, only a Gibson Les Paul is good enough. That's it.